Hi there, welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we are on Best of Redditor Updates, originally posted by Throw RA Jeff the Creep. My 25M girlfriend's 26F close friend, 27M, asked us to open our relationship so he could pursue her. Now I am not comfortable with her still being around him. All names are fake. I've been with my girlfriend Emily for 4 years now. Emily has a close friend Jeff, who I have never liked. The guy has always come off as skeevy, whiny, and creepy to me. I've heard things about him from ex-friends, and even current ones that make him just come off as pathetic and creepy. I could go on about it, but I'll cut to the chase though. The real reason I do not like Jeff is that he has always been interested in Emily. They met in middle school, and he's had a crush on her since then. He's tried and failed multiple times over the years to get her to like him. Ever since I came into her life and we started dating, he's always given me the feeling that he's orbiting waiting for us to break up to try again. He's backed off romantically though, and hasn't tried anything for the 4 years we've been together. Jeff has been a sore topic for me and Emily. Even though I don't like him, she and her friends do. I've made it clear to her that I don't like him, but I've never interfered with her friendship with him because I've always trusted her when she tells me she feels nothing romantically for him. This all changed last week. Jeff's own romantic life can only be described as unusual. From what I know, mostly one-night stands and third-wheel scenarios. He's openly poly, and I've heard far too much about it from him. Not the lifestyle for me, but whatever suits you. What got to me, though, was how he would talk about it to the people in monogamous relationships in his friend group, pitching it as if he was trying to sell them on it for other reasons. Last week, Emily and I tagged along with her friends for an outing. We ended up at a dive late at night for drinks, and Jeff tagged along with the two of us. He was incredibly off-putting to me the entire night, much more than usual. Acting all buddy-buddy with me to an uncomfortable degree, as we sat and chatted, he brought up his most recent relationship from a few months back. A poly relationship where he was third-wheeling another couple. It was very awkward, much more so when out of nowhere he recommended we try something like that ourselves. The short of it is he asked us to open our relationship and become a triad with him. He knows I'm straight, so what he really meant was, he wants to F Emily and for me to be okay with it. Emily declined, and I wanted to tear into the creep. However, Emily made me go to her car so she could pay for our drinks and leave knowing I was about to make a scene. Suffice to say, I am not comfortable with her continuing to associate with him. I've made it clear that what he did was completely disrespectful of our relationship, and that I don't trust him not to do something more sinister at this point. Emily, however, disagrees. She's saying this is just how Jeff operates, which makes me even more uncomfortable with the situation. He's not neurotypical, and her whole friend group has used that as an excuse for so long. I'm sick of hearing it. We have been arguing non-stop about this now. She doesn't think this is enough of a reason to cut him off, and I cannot understand why. Her friend group has essentially decided to stay out of it as well. I did share my thoughts with someone I know who is an ex-friend of Jeff's from high school. I also learned that Jeff has tried to break up Emily and her boyfriends before, and he thinks this is another attempt. She was planning on going out Friday with friends to a movie, which included Jeff. We ended up having another massive argument, in which I told her to not come back if she left. She's been staying at her parents' house since. Right now, I feel like I'm living in effing bizarro land. Every single weird thing about her and her friends now sticks out like porcupine quills. It's like I'm the only one who sees a problem with what Jeff did, and that my opinion does not matter. Emily refuses to tell me what about Jeff is so important and endearing he's worth this. It's like to her this is just normal or something. How do I even proceed at this point? It feels like I'm just being walked over. How can I convey how uncomfortable I am at this, or is it even worth it at this point? TLDR, my girlfriend Emily has a friend Jeff who has had a crush on her since middle school. He asked us to open the relationship so he can date the both of us despite me and him both being straight men. I've not tried to put any restrictions on who Emily can be friends with, but now I feel completely uncomfortable with her continuing to associate with him. She and her friends disagree and have moved on like nothing happened. 5 days later, we have an update. I wasted the last 4 years of my life with a girl we'll call Emily. I thought she was a good and honest person. Boy, was I wrong. Emily had a close friend named Jeff. I never understood it. Jeff is a creepy and pathetic man who has orbited her since middle school. He's neurodivergent, at least that's what their friend group has used as an excuse for his actions. He's always had a crush on Emily. According to ex-friends, he's tried his hardest to get her to like him since they met. Emily does not like Jeff any more than a friend. Even then, the way she talks about him to me makes me feel she's completely disgusted by him physically. Along with her honesty, it made me never question their friendship, even if Jeff was obviously orbiting, waiting for us to break up. A few weeks ago, Jeff asked us to try out polyamory so he could sleep with Emily. I was furious. I wanted to put him in his place, but Emily stopped me. She seemed to have no problem with him asking, even though she turned him down. Her whole friend group acted like this was just a normal thing to ask. That me upset and mad that he would dare disrespect our relationship like that was wrong. It was a me problem. There are things that should have clued me into the fact that her friend group was a circus. I just ignored it, however. After the polyamory incident, I couldn't though. The things that ex-friends told me about Jeff and Emily made me ask questions and start digging. I ended up contacting one of Emily's ex and learned something very interesting. In high school, Jeff was giving Emily hundreds of dollars he was stealing from his parents. I and Emily had been arguing constantly after Jeff asked the question. She had been staying with her parents for a time while things cooled off. Once she showed back up at our place this week, I decided to confront her and asked if Jeff was giving her money. She denied it at first, but I told her if she does not tell me the truth, I will forward many of the texts she sent me commenting about Jeff's body and face to Jeff himself. Jeff has been giving money to Emily since they met. For the entire 4 years we were together, he was sending her sometimes hundreds of dollars each month. Her texts with him are flirty in nature. While not outright saying she's interested in him, she's heavily implied it, acting like it's just not the right time for her to be with him. She has reaffirmed to me that she's not interested in him. In fact, she's implied she actually hates his guts. I asked if her friends are also taking money from Jeff, and she said she did not know. I packed my stuff up yesterday and am staying with my brother till I find a new place. I blocked Emily. I sent Jeff a text simply showing him how Emily talked about him to me. I'm 99% sure Jeff is stealing from his parents still as he lives with them. I found his parents' numbers and texted them letting them know what's happening. Moving on from 4 wasted years is going to be tough. Next up, posted by Jaded Phoenix, I, 42F, received a text telling me my fiancé, 46M, has a girlfriend. 42F, have been with my fiancé Caleb, 46M, for over 2 years. We are supposed to be getting married in August. Up until this morning I thought we had a great relationship. No major fights, spend almost all of our spare time together. Our intercourse life is okay. I could use a bit more, but I'm not complaining, and I have always told him that I was game anytime he wanted to. I have not noticed anything to make me question him. I have had issues with trust in the past, but I have not had any suspicions that anything untoward was going on. I received 6 missed calls at about 3:30 this morning from 2 numbers I don't recognize. I answered one and no one spoke on the other line, so I hung up. The second number then called back twice, which I ignored and went back to sleep. I woke up this morning to 2 text messages from the second number saying, "Hey, this is Caleb's girlfriend," and "I've been seeing Caleb for a few weeks now and thought you should know." I just replied, "And who are you?" to the text. I'm really numb and have no idea how to proceed. Do I forward the screenshots to him and ask WTF is up? Do I wait till I get home from work and ask for his phone? I am so lost and confused, I had no suspicions whatsoever. Any advice would be welcome. Update. I didn't say anything to Caleb until I got home. I think I had a suspicion that the texts were not legit, but I needed outside perception. I walked in the door and told him that we needed to talk and showed him the texts. He legitimately looked confused. Then I showed him my call log. He was blown away, then immediately offered me his phone. I looked through it and found nothing. No hidden apps, nothing in the trash or call logs, nothing in his gallery, nothing in his social media. I had texted the person earlier that day, 8 a.m., asking if they had any proof by way of screenshots, dates they were together, or photos. I wasn't salty in the messages at all, and I stated that we were supposed to get married in August. When I didn't hear back for about 8 hours, I sent another text saying I was calling BS, and that I didn't know what their endgame was, but I wasn't going to fall for it. About 7:45 p.m., they got back to me. "I had no idea you guys were engaged. He said you lived 2 hours away. Tell him to lose my number." I responded with, "Can you send me some screenshots? When did you see him last?" Do you have any pics together? He is denying everything. I'd appreciate it. About 5 minutes later, they came back with, honestly, I have no interest in breaking up a marriage, and I should have minded my own business. We slept together a few times, and it really wasn't a big deal. I apologize for any issues I've caused. That really got to me, so my response was, you helped, but it was his choice. I would appreciate having proof. Then I sent one right after this one saying, and you should tell him yourself. After about 20 minutes I texted that this was BS again. They responded almost right away and sent this final message, I'm at work. Can you stop? Stay with Caleb. Don't do whatever. I wanted to make you aware of something that involved you. I thought I'd be doing you a favor, but you continuously accuse me of making up BS, and texting me 4 times after I don't respond for more than 10 minutes is making me think you should just keep him. Unless you've effed over someone, I am not sure why you'd assume someone is effed with you. Also, I don't see what I would benefit from this, considering he's engaged and lied to me about it, and I blocked his number already. Have a good one. The tone in this one changes, and something said in a previous message changes my suspicions. I am originally from a town about 2 hours from where I live now, but I have lived here for almost 4 years. Caleb doesn't tell people where I am originally from. The city metro area I live in has about 1.5 million people, and it is never asked. I was in an abusive relationship up until about 9 months before I moved here, and when we split, he displayed very stalker-ish behaviors. The ex even went so far as to use a number spoofing service to contact me after I blocked him. Caleb gave up his phone easily and without hesitation. His non-verbals showed genuine confusion regarding the whole situation. The conclusion that I drew was that this is someone from my past trying to either destroy my relationship or test how strong it is. I'm thinking that whoever it is discovered that I'm in a relationship somehow and wanted to shake it to see what would fall out. We are still together and are still getting married. Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.